Hello everybody, welcome back to Motorsport Manager. We're in the second season, 2017, last race of the first half of the year, and we're slowly sliding here. We're down to 8th, still above the worst, but not sure how far we're going to be able to maintain. And of course, continuing to develop our parts, continuing to build in the HQ, all of that is important. We have a vote coming up which we're going to abstain from, whether they give points to all drivers, which will equalize things out a little bit more, make it easier for the bottom teams to score points. That probably wouldn't be the best for us. Once we get good enough to win, we'd want to be able to get most of the points ourselves. But not really concerned about it one way or the other. Definitely not worth wasting a vote on that compared to the part votes that come up later in the year. So let's see what we've got. Our interview is BBC, Susie Perry. Brakes, holding the team back. Is that true? And yeah, she needs to button it. She's been complaining about a lot of things, so that's part of it, but also that's just strategic. Her morale is fine. I'd rather her morale go down than marketability by talking about our HQ or something. We had one mistake. Fastest time, 6.9 seconds with Hughes. Dominic Hernandez made a mistake. Okay, let's take a look at that. Well, first of all, let's see how long we got on here. 3 weeks, so it looks like we're going to get that staff center by the time Dubai comes around. Excellent. We'll get to build something new at that point. And let's see where our car is. We're still 3rd on the engine. Last there. Still 11th suspension. Last on the spoiler, because we need to improve those. Okay, so pit crew. And yeah, I'm not sure why I had done out there on the jack. If that's how I left it, I just totally screwed that up. Okay, let's see who we have to hire first of all. Oh yeah, definitely want them. Gelnovach, come on down. And then a 12 on the tires. Even though you've got low stamina, that's enough for me to want to keep you. And now, they're not getting the +1 here. It looks like we're back to having... Well, no, they are. Gelnovach. So yeah, they are still one level above what they're actually showing. Tyson, I definitely don't want you. See, 10 on the tires, 11 on the rear jack. Probably not there as well. No, I've got plenty of better people on the tires. See, 11 on the rear jack. That'd be questionable, but I'm still going to say no. Okay, so let's get rid of both of them. And then see what we want to do out here. Obviously, we need to get somebody better on the front jack. Because that was a completely weird thing that Dunn is in there. Okay, so... Harami, but only 71. That's still good enough. Let's put you out there. Gets us back up to 7th, which is as high as we've ever made it. And everybody out here is in... Well, you need to get out. So we can put our new Courtright on there. Gelnovach, we're going to want you out on the rear jack. And then we're going to want to get somebody out there for Ogilvy. I'm thinking Duval. Okay, we're still 7th, but we've gone down significantly there. So who's our best people? On the rear jack, we've got a 13. Front jack, we've got a 12. And a bunch more potential rear jack people here. And really... Fizel and Perry are the same, and the only real difference is the stamina. So, Fizel, you're going away. So then Perry will be out there whenever Gelnovach is too tired. Okay, front jack, we've got a 12, and then we've got a couple 10s. These are more all-around people. I probably want to keep them both. The tires, we've got 11, we've got a 12. I don't feel we have a deep enough bench to get rid of done yet. So I'm going to leave all of that as is. And let's move things along. So our car repair, we're about to finish a spoiler. And I believe that was possibly our first max one. Let me take a look at those. Yep, that should be our first max spoiler. And this is sort of the second one in there. Okay, what are we going to want for Dubai? Speed, deceleration, spoiler. And we wanted to get everything up to about 85%. Where are we at on the brakes? Yeah, we can't improve those at all. This spoiler we're going to want out there. So I think I want to be working on boosting those, then putting whatever little bit into that spoiler. Yeah, I think that's where I want to be. Okay. And there should be our new spoiler now. Yep, just had to recycle the page. Okay, so now keep you out there for just a bit, but primarily, I actually want to use these two, so you don't even need to be out there. We can move that spoiler as well, but most importantly is to get this thing ready in time, and it should be in plenty of time. So let's see, to get it ready by the race, to get it to 100%, we would need what? About 15? That'll get us fairly close anyway, and then we can keep boosting performance on all three of these parts. I think we're definitely going to want to put those two spoilers on. So Hughes, you go up there. And you go there. Now that would still give us 23rd and 24th. Let's see what it does overall. It boosts our spoiler a little bit, but not much. We've got to work on boosting the performance of it, and then hopefully we'll get up a little bit closer to that line. More importantly, we want to design new parts. We don't know what's going to happen with the suspension, so I was moving on to the brakes. And of course the tire wear being the first one. 300K there. Talking about the points changes potentially coming. And Gianna Morbidelli says half the grid sitting on 0 points is no good for anyone, really. Okay, well, I'm not sure that that's entirely true. It does give you a better sense of where you stand. Let's take a look at where we are. I think he's exaggerating, but let's take a look at the standings. If we look at the drivers, yeah, most of the drivers have points. There's only a few at the very bottom that have 0. But still, and of course, Silvestro just absolutely running away with this, as we would expect. Got a new scout coming up here. And then we're going to get a new vote. So that's a good time to pause. We've got another reserve. Kevin Jorg. Decent marketability. A pay driver. 2.5 stars. No feedback. Because if he had good feedback, I'd consider him as a reserve. Probably not quite good enough to be a racing driver, but he's definitely someone we'll want to keep in mind. We're not going to totally throw him out. Julian Falchero. He's racing in a feeder series, so he's got boost potential. It's only for the next 12 weeks. Yeah, just not quite good enough. And here's our new vote. Let's take a look at our scouting situation first. Okay, still got a few more. We'll want to add more soon, but not quite yet. And we'll take a look at the car in the factory in a minute, but first of all, they think it would benefit us as an equality-focused team near the bottom, and in general it would for the moment. We're still going to stick where we were. We're going to abstain. Wagner against. Verbeke for. Strongly against. Not looking good. That probably seals it. Yep, there it is. Alright, so 6-4, it fails. If we'd voted for it, it still would have failed. So we get our extra vote rather, for later. And then our next deal will be whether or not we want to develop gearboxes. Okay. So we're at 37%. And to get all the way there, we would need about 16. So yeah, it's going down slightly for us. And I think I want to go up to 12. So I want to make sure I get this up to 85% for the next race. And all of this, of course, boosting, but boosting slowly for now. And that's fine. New brakes in. Or not quite yet. Nope, bunch of reserves shooting off their mouth. Let's check this one more time. We need 17 to get all the way there. I think I want to be at 12. I want to leave it there till I get just a few days left, and then I'll tweak it some more. And there's our brakes, which is the one I was really waiting for. Let's just check and see what the difference is. And yeah, 223 max compared to 170. So a nice improvement, but we're going to go up further now. And this is really the only other one we wanted. 400k, and that won't be done till after the race. The brakes are still last, but they think they suck slightly less now. Still in third on the engine, which should serve us well going forward. Just got to get these a little bit more competitive. DTM is in Guildford for their 6th race. Of course, they have 13 races compared to our 12 at the moment. Look at our pit crew, pretty much right at the average mark now. Down to about a week to go. Letting us know that we are 8th instead of our goal of 12th. Dubai, 42 laps, almost 3 miles, no lap record entered. Brakes is a key part, and ours are still bad. Yep, Hughes is complaining about fuel efficiency, which makes sense. That is our worst thing. So he's showing some intelligence here by... He hasn't complained as much, and he's also picking something intelligent to complain about, but... We knew that was going to happen. Okay, yeah, this would just be a pay driver deal, and that's it. And I'm not going to go with that. Just a couple days till we finish the staff center. Double check this one more time. Yeah, we're not going to get up to maximum reliability no matter what we do here, so we'll go with 12. There's our staff center. Looks like somebody else... Yeah, scouting facility for CYOT racing as well. So they've upgraded, but we've upgraded our everything with getting the staff center. Let's take a look at where that is. There we go. So it's right over here. Makes sense it'll be fairly deep into the facility. Soccer field over here. Interesting. A few different buildings. Looks like that's a place for people to live and relax. Now what do we want next? Do we want to upgrade anything? We have now 4 buildings to upgrade. Only 3 of them we can upgrade. I think we're going to stay away from that for the staff center for now. And I really think the weather forecasting, we've seen that become an issue. 6,052,000 a race. So I think that's what I want to go with next. There we go. That'll take a few months, and that'll take us through a good part of the rest of the year. You can see now our spoiler is still last, but it's starting to improve. It's into the yellow now, so we're just starting to inch that up as we work on these. Okay, 74%. I'm going to drop this down to even now, just for the last few days. Dubai stuff, Silvestro, the driver to beat, Jamie Chadwick, all of that is expected. And then we're expected to finish last. And so, no pressure. Now let's see, overall in the HQ we're 9th. 6th in design. 6th in the factory. Performance still last. 7th best for staff, almost up to the midpoint. So we're still not up to like the standard of the WCR series when it comes to the overall, but we're creeping up there. Thinking maybe by the year's end we'll be competitive. Suspension 11th, brakes last. So we're not looking very good on this track except for the engine. It's the only thing that we've got going for us, really. Let's take one final look in here. 87%, maybe a bit high, but not much. So let's see. Spoiler. Let's go and throw both of our engines, both of our spoilers in there, and then throw everything else, because we've got plenty of reliability for them. Anything else we get is just a bonus. This engine is almost there, and of course the spoilers, well, they've still got some work to do. Going for 14th. Interesting that they expect Pankiewicz to beat Hughes now, based on where the current parts are with the improved spoiler and everything. So we'll see how that actually pans out. It's going to be very warm. Got to think we're going on regular softs unless we qualify high. And maybe even then. Probably going on regular softs. So, short version of the Dubai track. And Pankiewicz, interesting that she's sort of fallen off there in her abilities. Let's get, doesn't really matter which, but I'll put her out with Kari. I think being on softs is indeed the right move. Definitely want more speed. That should do it. And that should be reasonable as well. .7 for Pankiewicz. Not a bad start. Kari will switch over. And let's see what we've got here for the first lap. A little more super softs than I would expect. Of course, the main thing we want to find out is, do we, and I don't think we do, but do we have a shot at getting that level 2 trim? Winding turn here. Straight away, turn around, and then back into the finish. Pankiewicz liking the handling. And Kari happy with the speed. well off the pace of De Silvestro. That shocks absolutely nobody. Pankiewicz's form dropping. Both of them like where the weight is. Let's see. It looks like we're not going to quite, it's going to be close, but we're not going to quite be able to make the level 2 trim, particularly since we're going to have to slow down here. But with no complaints, I think we just stay out there. Just see exactly how long it takes to get to that level 1. Boy, we might have a shot at it, actually. It's going to be close. We might have a shot at it. Level 2, because we're about to hit it. When's it going to come in? There it is. Yeah, just right on the halfway point. So if we come in and make very minimal changes, and then go back out for another set, I think that's the play here. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave the tires at neutral a bit longer. Even let them overheat some. Well, no, because then they would be slower later on. If I take the time to change the tires, that's more time in the pits. So yeah, both of them about to come in. And I think I need to go for that level 2 trim. Kari speeding up, but Pankiewicz slowing down. Just make whatever minimal changes I need to, and then try to fix things for qualifying. I mean, it looks like both of them are really going to have a strong setup right away. Go ahead and go back up to neutral. And here come Pankiewicz. Let's slow it down. Okay. Right on the button for handling. 89%. Probably looking for more speed. Not sure which way with the cornering, but I'm going to go with high speed. Go there, there. What does that leave you with? 15 seconds. I'm not going to be able to do much better than that. Leave with the same tires and make the changes. Now for Kari. And again, I don't know if this is fast enough in the pits, but really can't do much better. 93%. 89 and 93% on the first time out. I don't know if I've ever seen it that good before. Okay, and if we're wrong, let's be wrong the same way with both drivers. Let's see, that handling could be right or it could be wrong, but no reason to change it because it'll save us a few more seconds. It all depends on when they cross the line. They need to get Kari out here soon enough so that he can make it through a full another lap. And yeah, he's gonna. Okay, so I think we're gonna make it. And if so, that would be a heck of a thing. Okay. Again, that's something to switch up tomorrow when we get to qualify. Yep, didn't work there either. Now here it is. We're on our last lap. And we've got to get, and of course, overall, 21st and 22nd is not good. But I don't even care about that right now. I want to get that up there before they finish this lap. And I think we're going to do it. Just after the time, but before we come around the final turn for the home stretch, level 2. Well, that could not have gone better. I don't see how that could have gone better. Yep, we're going to need to make some changes. That's fine. But it's not that often that we get to level 2 with this team, so make us that little bit more competitive when we get to race day. And Silvestro finishing half a second ahead of everybody. Boy, that's not a shock at all. So we've got a fan that wants us to put BRC in their effing place. And everybody else talking about De Silvestro, as they should. Yeah, well, you got some definite changes to make. We made both cars worse. So, we went from good to okay. So we want lower speed on the cornering. And the speed balance, that went bad as well. So, in both cases, we want to start here and then like move maybe there. Let's try about there and then see how that goes. We'll do it on the Super Softs. These are just going to be start and stops, and then we dialed everything in except for the cornering. So that was good here, and you want it up even further. Hold on, let's see. You were there. Yeah, okay. I think maybe about there. And that's not quite enough. That's not going to be enough, but let's see where this is first and then make our adjustments. All right. God, did not want that delay in getting her out. So a couple start and stops. We may have just enough time to do 2 start and stops on this track, but it's going to be tight. No rain expected, no reason to with these kind of temperatures. So if we make some real quick changes, maybe a second one. %. So we were at great, excellent, So we just want a hair less understeer. So if we went here, that's probably a little much. That's probably about where we want it, right? Well, let's see if we switch this. Let's try that. And then the question is, do I want to try to do another start and stop with this? Do I have time? I think I do. I think I'm going to go for that. Could end up paying for it though. Okay, here's Pankiewicz. 97%. Also has a handling problem. Need it just a bit higher. So if I went this way, try the same basic idea. Nope. Should be close enough. And both these are just going to have to come back in, change tires, and go, and it's going to be tight. I might be cutting this too close, but I think I have the time, so I'm going to go for it. Hughes not driving well at all, and Pankiewicz is subpar also. So that's going to cause us some problems. Okay, Hughes in at 319. 98%, but all excellence. We're not changing anything there. We're changing your tires and getting you out for a run. And she's close, but not quite there. Okay, we need to dip the cornering down just a bit. Yeah, we need to go with that. And change your tires. And that gives you a few extra seconds to wait behind Hughes. That's not too bad. Hughes' form is rising, now up into the positive area. And here comes Pankiewicz, and they're a little bit close together. More than a little bit close together, but I wanted to make sure I got them both out there in time. So I'm just going to have to manage these temps as best I can. Try to keep her close. Boost that up. Go down a bit. Okay, you made it. Oh, go up, go up, go up, go up. There we go. Okay. Perfect for both. Hughes only 3.6, Pankiewicz 5.2. Not the best form, but we're starting our qualifying lap with a minute or less to go in her case. So, in terms of all that, couldn't ask for more. Let's have to see how it comes out. 14th huff there is what we need to hit. First sector appears to be good enough. And Hughes going by somebody here, which is nice. Still think we're just barely good enough. Wow, and look at Pankiewicz had the fastest first sector. Hughes finishes 12th. That's good enough, and it looks like Pankiewicz is going to be better. Third. Well, it looks like she's finally having a good weekend. Decker in first, Pankiewicz third, Hughes 13th. Okay. So we're in strong position here in Dubai, despite our unimpressive breaks. De Silvestro only finishing down in 5th. Can we make something of this on race day? Pretty big bet on us to do the business. Yeah, well, you were not wise there, but we're getting somewhere. Jamie Chadwick ticked off. So we got ourselves a couple of compliments. Soft tires and race trim. Race trim and tire changes, our usual picks. Both cars, like 99% for Pankiewicz. Both cars looking good. Now, 42 laps. Could do one super soft and one soft. I think that's probably wise for Pankiewicz being up at the top, but on the other hand, that 10% boost, because the speed difference, if you add a 10% boost to this, shouldn't be that much different. I'm going to go with softs anyway. Just go with softs, make one stop halfway through the race. Plenty of extra tire. And then, of course, Hughes is starting in the middle of the pack, so it makes it a much easier choice for him. And per usual, we're going to push the tires to start, but not for very long. We're going to go with only high on the engine for 2 laps. Now I'm going to need to back off that tire wear pretty quickly, but I just want to get off to a decent start. Okay, Pankiewicz starting at a 5 in the second row. Hughes back in row 7 starting at a 4. So we're looking at adequate at best form, and that's the thing about, we've been driving with really good form most of the year. Doesn't look like showing here. Look at Pankiewicz with a nice start, battling with Panis for second. Had it, then lost it. And yeah, so quite a battle here. 3 wide through that turn as Hughes has slipped to 14th. 3 wide again. And we're coming out of all this with Pankiewicz still in the same position, but Hughes up to 12th now. Okay, we're going to back down to push on the tires. Hughes is baking them even more. Pankiewicz slips to 4th and 14th. Yep, gotta go neutral. We're going to lose some positions here, but there's no real choice. And now we've got to go conserve. We'll stay on the gas for one more lap. 5th and 17th. So Hughes is sliding. But nobody has the tires, and we don't have the gas to really stay with everybody here at the beginning. Looks like we are slowly losing the tires here. Getting that temperature back. So we're going to be alternating between conserve and neutral. Hughes back to 18th. Pankiewicz trying to hold on in 5th. Right now it's DuPont pushing. You can see all the cars up here are on supers. Okay, now we're going to go back to medium. 0.37 is our situation on the fuel. Pankiewicz at least driving at a 7 now, and Hughes up to almost 5. That's better than we were expecting it to be at this stage. We've got extra tires here, so I think we can afford to push it a little bit higher in neutral. Hughes has slipped all the way down to 21st. So this looks like it's going to be all about Pankiewicz, which it never has been, but it is this race. 22nd. Yep, let's drop back to conserve now. But Hughes fading, and Pankiewicz is not. Only gaining a little bit back. We might have a little bit of fuel to use later, but if so, not much. There's a little bit of a get-together in the middle there. And it looks like no fault assessed. Pankiewicz losing another spot. But again, to a car with tires that are going to go away quicker. Hughes up to 21st. And Pankiewicz looking like, I mean, it's too early to tell for sure, but looking like she might be okay. Nagy, Giovinardi have blown through their tires quicker. She's got strong form. She might be okay holding where she is now. And then who knows if we might be able to move up positions with other drivers potentially pitting earlier. Hughes looking to make a pass. Let's give him neutral tires to facilitate. And Nagy coming up on Pankiewicz there. I don't like that gap. Let's go there as well. And Hughes right behind Huff. Looking to get to the inside here. Comes alongside at least. Looking really quite even. Hard to pass when it's even. Yep, and he loses out. Still 21st. Pankiewicz. Holding the position, but that's about it. Well, I was going to switch to conserve there. I still am, but she just made the pass. So Pankiewicz up to 6th. Don't know if she'll stay ahead of Tarquini, but that's nice. Hughes continuing to be right in the middle of some racing. Didn't like Nagy before, and you know what? I hate him now. Rat bumped into Hughes, but was cleared. So Hughes up to 20th. Went back as far as 22nd. Even though he's not driving great, he's just starting to inch his way up. I am concerned about his tires, though. I don't know if he's going to have enough to get through, so I need to stick him back to conserve. Pankiewicz is doing fine. He's burning through the tires a little bit too much in all the traffic that he's had. I want to make sure he gets through the first half of the race. Pankiewicz holding in 6th. And driving well, very well, up to 8.9. We'll go neutral here for a look. This back and forth part of the track, probably the best place for that. Decker on the lead, Panis in 2nd, and then Morbidelli heads this little group. And De Silvestro back in 9th. That's a surprise. She's just not having a good race. Pankiewicz continuing to be the fastest car on soft tires that's out there. That really could be worth something down the road. But you can see, like, Decker and maybe Morbidelli a little bit, like, their tires are not even much more worn. 64% compared to 74%. They're doing a really good job at conserving those tires. Of course, probably smoother driving. Hughes really having a hard time holding off here. I think we're just barely going to do it over Philippi. Nope. Philippi locked up and still made the pass. That's not a lot of fun. A 10-second gap now between the drivers. If that keeps growing, I may be able to pit them on the same lap. I think I can keep Hughes on neutral now. His tire wear has improved. He's driving better. Probably not a coincidence. From about 4 to the mid-6s. We'll see if he can do anything here. We're only gaining a very little bit of fuel back. I think we're going to end up having to go low late in the race. But I'll accept that. And just try to grind out what little bit I can. About at the quarter point here. Go ahead and speed things up. I think we're going to have a pretty smooth path overall. Pankiewicz went to 7th and then quickly got it back. And Hughes continuing to flit back and forth back there. Now dropping to 21st behind Philippi again. Good driving, keeping Pankiewicz, excellent driving, keeping Pankiewicz near the top. And see, DuPont ahead is the closest, but a lot of these cars on Super Softs not that far away now from making their first stop. Like, some of them are going to get away with 2 Supers, though. Hughes driving really well now, but still stuck back there. Once again, both drivers over 9. It's remarkable how well the form has gone. It may just be a fire mod thing, but it's remarkable how well that's going for us. Gotta go back conserve now. And DuPont comes in. Pankiewicz takes over 5th. All the way from 5th down to last. Of course, DuPont won't stay there. But boy, is that a fall. Yep, between the drivers now 16 seconds or so. That's more than enough. Shedden goes in. So we're now looking at 4th and 18th. And look at Pankiewicz down to the 7s, but Hughes driving almost perfectly. Things might have been very different for him up to 10 if he had driven that well at the start of this race. And just a few laps to go. We'll make our first stop. I think I probably want to stretch it to lap 22 if I can. Just one past the midpoint. Of course, weather staying nice, upper 30s. Track getting faster and faster. Hughes will go down to conserve now as Friends drops back with a pit. You gotta figure drivers like Oriola, who've already come in, switch to supers, are gonna have problems. And there's Decker repairing. Oh, gotta back that off. That's our first repair car of the day, and look at Pankiewicz in first place. Well, first time she's sniffed anything like this. Long way to go in this race. We're only halfway through it. All of that fun stuff. But having said that, she's still in first place at the halfway point. And this will be her final lap. "12-second stop. We hope." Of course, this is the kind of situation where that pit crew really going to come in vital. Hughes in 15th. Barely. And he will come in as well. Of course, he'll have a much shorter stop. It won't gain up anywhere as near the whole gap, but it'll be a nice thing. Okay, here we go. No mistakes so far. Oh, the front right one did a mistake. Will cost over 3 seconds. Cesar Courtright. I believe we just hired him. Pankiewicz is going to be furious about that. Going to try to stay in 18th. Looks like Hughes came out fine. So yeah, from first all the way down to 18th. Yuck. Now a lot of these cars are going to stop. But we could not afford a 3-second plus drop. But now Pankiewicz's form is dropping. She's probably still dwelling on that. Hughes up at about 6. We got a lot of work to do. And among the cars who have come in now, Pankiewicz still 6th. I mean, that's basically where she was before. If everybody comes in and pits. There's only so much you can worry about that. Slowly catching up with Shedden. Meanwhile, Hughes is catching Katzberg. We may have nothing right now. Would finish 10th in the race. Or 10th. We dropped to 10th overall, excuse me. But we should get some help from the pits. But Pankiewicz, you can't... Yeah, just driving badly at this point in the race is not what we're looking for. Both drivers will go conserve for a bit. Giovinardi pits, and Pankiewicz gets by temporarily. That's not going to hold. Not the way she's currently driving. And there's the pass. So now we're sort of at the mercy of the rest of the field, deciding what they're going to do. Yeah, we're going to have some people pitting through here. I think I'm probably just going to hold at standard pace. 17th, DuPont and Morbidelli hook up. Several collisions in this race, all of them resulting in no infractions. The officials must be feeling generous. Pankiewicz now bouncing back with her driving. That's nice. Hughes fading again a bit. There's always some ebb and flow to all that stuff. She's just trying to hold off right now Frins and Oriola. Right now we're 4 seconds back of Richard, which is the all-important sponsor bonus position. And here comes Nagy, who was the race leader. Hughes is up to 23rd. Philippi slid back there at least temporarily. Nagy comes out in 13th. And time to slide back to conserve for a bit. The other Nagy's going to have to come in soon. So will Chadwick. And a lot of these drivers here. That's when we're going to see where we're going to fit in this race. There's Chadwick. Pankiewicz gains another spot. And Hughes does as well for the moment. Now we're 2 spots, less than 3 seconds behind the sponsor position. Georgi going into the pits. A couple more cars joining. Yep, 3 of them on this lap. Up to 13th. Now we're in business, and Hughes driving terribly. Struggling to hold people off back there. Just not his day, but Pankiewicz holding the banner for us. Nagy, Berman, Benani, those are all going to be coming in soon. I'm not sure if we're going to get a top 10 finish here, but we definitely should get the money. And here's Benani. Berman joining. Just holding off De Silvestro there on that turn. Several more cars coming in, and we're up to 7th. Okay, let's go neutral here. Try to hold that off as long as we can. Same with Hughes. You're going to have a bunch of fast cars coming behind you. And De Silvestro is all over Pankiewicz, but holding it off for now. We're going to lose this eventually, I believe. And Pankiewicz, fuel-wise, may do just well enough to finish. Hughes going to have to go to low eventually. This might be it. Yep, De Silvestro got on the inside. So now 8th and 19th. And that would keep us in our 8th position overall. And actually gain us some distance on the teams below us. Hughes would drop to 12th, but Pankiewicz would get up to 18th with her first points of the season. We can also see, of course, now that we're halfway through the year, we're just not having as many repairs. I think I've only seen one opposing car repair, so we're having to compete sort of on our own merits. But if Pankiewicz can hold up here in the top 10, then maybe she has a shot at unlocking some potential and boosting down the road, and that would be great if we could make that happen. So final 10 laps here. Figure we're done with most, if not all, of the pit stops. I'm going to boost it again. And we'll just need to adjust tires and fuel as we go. Benani is on the prowl behind Pankiewicz. It'd be really nice if he would burn out those tires of his. Hughes driving as bad as you can drive. 10.0 and 0.0 in the same race. 18th now, and I doubt he finishes that high. Yep, back to 19th. Behind Morbidelli. Pankiewicz trying to hold off Benani. Still driving quality, but not spectacular here. There are a couple drivers who've come in twice. Morbidelli and Oriola. Looks like a lot of these on the Supers are going for a one-stop as well. There's sort of a mix of things going on there. 7 laps to go, and I think Pankiewicz is going to have the fuel. And that Hughes is not. Pankiewicz driving better now, up to 8.0. De Silvestro moving up to 5th, making a late race push. And now Pankiewicz looking to get some traction. Giovinardi's tires much more worn down. Boy, you got Giovinardi and Shedden up there, and I'm not sure that Pankiewicz isn't faster than them both, but can she make the pass? Might have it here. There it is, up to 7th. And now we've got to see if we can hold that at Conserve. That's now 7th and 19th. That would actually move us up a spot. Back up to 7th in the standings. Looks like Pankiewicz is going to make it on fuel. I'm pretty confident of that now. I'm just sort of biding my time to pass Shedden here a little bit later because Shedden's tires are pretty bad. Been gaining even though I'm on Conserve here. Where are those tires at exactly? Yep, 28%. If I can get away with... Oh, dropping back to 20th is Hughes. But if I can get away with another lap here, I'm thinking on Conserve and then go those last 2 laps at neutral, try to make this pass. Alright, I'm going to go for it now. And I'm going to go low here with Hughes. I don't think I have much choice. Let's do it while I'm got a bit of a gap there. And while I'm doing neutral on the tires. That should be enough. And Pankiewicz has not been able to get there. Still driving well, but just not well enough. Shedding tires here into the area where you expect him to really start to have problems. Trying to get to the inside here. I don't know if I have the fuel for this, but I'm doing it anyway. Oh, so close. She just barely made it. Oh man, pass on the final straightaway. Gets another spot up to 6th. Her best, and of course my best in the team is 4th. Panis with the win, De Silvestro in 5th. So not a great weekend for Hughes, but overall definitely good race for us here in Dubai. Feel like we're gradually just getting that little bit more competitive. DuPont and Silvestro did end up having drive-through penalties. Okay. I didn't think they did. Didn't see those pop up. Decker gets a couple points for qualifying. Fastest lap for Panis. Yeah, bunch more drive-through penalties. Okay. I just didn't see those. That's weird because I didn't see those happen. All right, Hughes, 12th overall with no points. Pankiewicz up to 17th. So our drivers getting a little bit closer together here. And as a team, we bounce back up to 7th. We're quite a bit behind everybody else. Holding in 7th, holding off Sebastian Loeb and the rest of them. That might be the best we can hope for the second half of this year. Panis thrilled about the win. 7.1 for Pankiewicz, only 4.3 here. And I still don't... Oh yeah, I see why she's down, because of the fitness deal. From the trait that she added before. I totally forgot about that thing that she was doing, the cookbook deal. So, yeah, 7.1. And that's not going to come back anytime soon. She doesn't unlock anything. He doesn't boost at all either. So that's unfortunate. And yeah, marketability drops a hair, but we finished 4th as a team. And got all of our money. 1.7 million is not nothing. So, halfway through the year, looking like we're going to finish just below the middle of the pack here. And we've got lots more work to do. Going to try to keep ramping up those parts as we head toward the finish of the second season. Till then, thanks for watching, everybody. Tandela coming up next. Motorsport Manager will continue.